Moving, we're vibing, while we're talking, you can get your laugh on. Watch the channel of a video. And subscribe, like and follow. Chillin with the girls, with the girls, with the girls, with the girls, chillin with the girls, with the girls, with the girls, with the girls, chillin with the girls.
Whoa!
Wow. Hello there. Welcome back to another episode of Chillin with the Girls. We are back.
We missed y'all.
We missed y'all.
Oh my goodness,
Season 3, episode 1. Go ahead.
yes.
Season 3.
I am Mary. Hi.
And I'm Tawanda.
And who are you? Over there with her head down.
I'm Tish, but I'm busy.
And I'm the one and only Mel.
Yes, there's only one.
Really.
So
Wow.
give me 1 second.
It is so
Yeah.
exciting to be back.
Yes, we missed y'all.
We
I
really
just couldn't wait to get back on, and I got my my new hair for y'all. Yes, because y'all just marvelous,
Oh,
especially
no.
people out there in virtual land.
So we're back from a powerful pause, you guys.
yeah.
It was a powerful pause, right?
It was powerful. Yeah,
Wow.
it was.
One thing we did, we went to the National African American Museum of History and Culture, and it was just so breathtaking. It was moving, it was somber. Like I was just going through all kinds of emotions.
Yeah.
But it was my first time. It was our first time going. Well, my first time going there. I know Tawanda and Mom, have been there a few times, but it was just so emotional. Oh my goodness! And one thing, I'm gonna show y'all this elevator, and Tawanda's gonna explain it. So
So this is actually a time machine elevator. So when you get on the elevator, it actually takes you down in time. And so all the exhibits are going down from the 1800s to the 1700s. So you end up, I think it's the 1400s. Wow.
it's 17. Look.
Yeah.
1565, and so you're literally going on the elevator, going down in time.
And
So
you said
is
it
the
was
whole thing black?
I'm sorry.
Is it all black in there?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah,
It's darkness?
It's black in there like that. That's why it feels really eerie once you go down there. And then I have a little video.
Yeah. But you know what? Wait a minute. But what makes it feel really eerie is because you actually feel like you're going down in
time.
It's so strange.
Yeah. Ma, how did you feel?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ma, how did
Well,
you feel?
I don't know why I felt comfortable. I'm sitting in my little wheelchair.
No, I'm talking about Mom going down the elevator, going down in time. Like your first time going there, how did you feel? Your first time experiencing the museum. How did you feel about that?
One thing, I was excited. I was especially when I went down, like when it say, what was it, 1940 something on that floor. You know why I was excited? Because I was right in time with my time.
Because you were born in 84. No,
But I'm saying, like, how did you feel emotionally being?
But I didn't get emotional like that.
Not even the first time you've been there?
No, I don't know why.
Yeah, she was born in the 1400s. She already know how all that stuff.
I wasn't born in the 1400s.
You didn't know, Tish, really? She like, I just feel like at home. How y'all doing?
I'm going down to see
Well,
her.
okay, I'm gonna tell you how I felt. I was upset. I was hurt. Like I was just going through so many emotions, Mel, because I was going to say people who really experience that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like I was one who didn't watch Roots because I couldn't watch people, I couldn't watch people get beat like that and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know one thing before we get into the video, we had something like that at our job. And they showed something because it was Black History and they showed a movie.
Oh wow.
I cried. I was so emotional. And I asked the people the question. I was like, I wanted to always ask white people this question in a room with white people. Like,
Wow.
I was like, I always wanted to ask you. I was like, what did I do? What did I do? I was like, why do you treat me the way you treat me? I'm like, when I go into malls and stuff and you act like I don't belong there, and you could hear a pin drop in that room. And I just how emotional I got, and and was just bold enough to say that, to have that dialogue with them, and everything. And and the guy was like, I'm Tish, I'm really sorry. And it's like, because we're invisible. And they were like, well, what about here on the job? I said, well, sometimes when I'm walking down the hall and I'm walking towards someone, I know they can see me, and I speak to them and they don't speak. I said, sometimes you feel like you're invisible. You go into a high-end shopping center, and then people, treat you like, what are you doing here? You can't spend money here. You can't even afford to be here.
Wow.
Going to that museum.
I tell you
about that.
I want to say the reason why I experienced that in feeling invisible, because if you're walking with another class of another race, it's only one race, but we say another race. Well, all the attention will be on that other race, and even if it's a black man and if they meet us, guess who they're gonna speak to? That other race.
And
the eyes go right on that race, and I showed my chief how that was true, and we did a test, and that really was true.
Wow.
But what got to me as to how little an older woman was worth. $1.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Yeah. When they were like selling
Worth
the
$1. And then some was like maybe $20. So.
Yeah, and then they had the Fair Girl Act, and they was like they were doing sex trafficking back in the day. And the Fair Girl Act, I think that girl was like $5 or something, if that much.
Wow.
Yeah. Tori was like $1. Yeah, and it was like, and you could hear like they had the diaries of slaves, and people were narrating.
Chain. You can get a chain.
One girl, one slave was saying her diary, and she said, I just had my baby, and I was holding on to my baby. I wouldn't let go for nothing because I just gave birth, and I didn't want to give him up. And she said they beat the baby out her arms, beat her so badly that she dropped the baby. And she said, then they just sold the baby and sold her. Like they didn't even care that she just had a baby, probably in pain, probably bleeding, all the stuff you go through when you have a child and stuff. And she was like, they whipped her until she released her baby. And she said, then they sold her to another person and sold her baby to somewhere else.
But you want to hear something that was really cruel?
Yeah.
And one of the ladies, she wanted a family and got married. And you know what? She had a tumor, and she had surgery for a tumor. When she woke up, she had been sterilized. And she never had a child. So she adopted son. And so that's what they were doing.
She was a slave?
No, but her grandmother was a slave.
Oh, wow.
So she was actually, that was during this time they were trying to what you call it? So that
sterilize.
So they were doing a lot of the black men.
Yeah.
So she didn't have, and they were doing it without your knowledge and without your consent.
Wow.
You had no say so.
So we're gonna go into
but there, I'm sorry, but I was the emotions.
Yeah.
There were all kind of emotions.
Yeah.
There was anger, because of how people were treated. There was like in some places it was like gloomy. You didn't even want to go in those places. You didn't want to experience that. Even though you have never experienced that, you feel like you're experiencing it because you're there, And so a lot of anger, and you felt like you wanted to almost retaliate some kind of way. You know,
Yeah.
I know, 'cause the people were in line. I was like, I feel like they need to let me in the front and they need to get in the back.
Wow.
So I'm gonna show and actually the video I'm showing, right? The guy that's on here, that's the same guy they showed in our video, in our film At the Job, the documentary. And so I think that stirred up some stuff in me when I saw the same picture that I took, you know, at the theater.
Like
so
flashbacks.
yep. And here it is right here, guys. So I'm gonna show. They had an exhibit for Obama, President Obama. That was powerful too, though.
yeah, some of it was powerful. Yeah, that's true. Some of it was empowering.
Yeah.
We saw the African American doctors, we saw the African American scientists, you know, coming from the slavery days, how they were other poor.
They were all the TV shows that we watched back in the day.
Some very sad news for all of you.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring. Sugarland Miracle.
History galleries, just so that we can clear up the space downstairs for capacity reasons. Once that space is cleared up, I'm more than happy to send you down. If you do have any other questions, please let us know. We're more than happy to help. If you're looking for anything specific, again, just let us know. We also ask that as you head downstairs, you're more than welcome to
That's when they were calling the black men to come fight. They were like, get your arms and let's fight. Let's fight back.
Some very sad news for all of you.
They had like the Black Panthers FBI most wanted list.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like Rap Brown and Sophie Carmichael.
And Stokely Carmichael, they were looking for them. Was it Angela
the
Davis?
history galleries, just so that we can clear up the space downstairs for capacity reasons. Once that space is cleared up, I'm more than happy to send you down. If you do have any other questions, please let us know. We're more than happy to help. If you're looking for anything specific, again, just let us know. We also ask that as you head downstairs, you're more than welcome to
So these were different faith practices, like you couldn't go to church in different states and stuff, and it was Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, like different areas, Mississippi, North Carolina. Then we went to see the Martin Luther King Memorial. So it was really,
Yeah. So in the the Martin Luther King Memorial, that was uplifting.
yeah,
It's really, really uplifting to see that, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, so okay. So the reason why I'm asking questions is because I wasn't there. I wasn't feeling well. So I could I couldn't join my family at the museum.
You'll be all right,
But
Melanie.
I
The
did
next
want
time.
I did want to go.
Mhm.
And I think I'm emotional like Tish is. So I probably would have been, feeling all those emotions and stuff. And I was just wondering, like when you guys first got there, um, how were you treated differently or anything? Like when you got there? Um, I see I don't want to say the wrong thing.
No, but Mel, you know what? It was a lot of Caucasians there, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of them looking, what's going on and everything. And
Mhm.
I was wondering, I didn't ask them, but I was wondering, how do they feel,
Yeah.
about this? Because
Yeah.
they were in all the exhibits, the slave ships and all that kind of stuff. And and they could hear the slave, the diaries
Yeah,
and stuff. And they were just looking really like, wow.
intently. They were taking it
Yeah,
in.
absolutely. They were taking it in. But I was just wondering how they feel, because are they going to act differently when they get into a situation? I was just thinking about that when
Yeah.
I saw them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not everybody that are so bad, against the black. It's
It's
not
not.
every. It's
Yeah.
a lot of places there is the minority that has the big horn, that has the mic, and you
Mhm.
think it's the majority, but it's not. It's not. There's a lot of them. They were raised that way, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then you still have a choice. Even though you were raised that way, you have a choice whether or not you want to
Yeah,
stay that
right,
way.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
So
tremendous.
so before you guys went there, did you already have something in mind as to what you were going to see or experience or anything? Let's start with Tawanda.
Okay, so I'm not even sure. I wasn't expecting um to see as much, excuse me, as the history that I saw. You know, I guess I wasn't expecting to see, like, they show like I guess like the boats and stuff, and how the slaves were in the boats and everything.
Mhm.
And and I wasn't expecting to hear actual testimonials,
Yeah.
that people actually went through. That kind of, oh God help me, that kind of made it real as well.
Yeah.
It kind of made it really emotional as well. And that's where some of the anger could set in,
Mhm.
because of what they went. And then another thing is, like we were saying earlier, how they just didn't care.
They did.
They didn't care that they were abusing people. They didn't
Mhm.
see us as people.
Mhm.
So that's why they could abuse us, because they didn't see us as people. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's just very emotional, and just very sad. So I wasn't expecting to see as much as I did see.
Mhm. Okay. So Tish, you said this was your first time, but Mommy and Tawanda probably they went before. So
Mhm.
what were you expecting? Did you have any expectation before you went?
I was scared because I knew it was going to be deep. And like I said, I didn't watch Roots, and I try to protect myself in my heart and stuff, right? So I was kind of scared, especially when I went down to that level, to the 1400, when you hear people saying, people were jumping to their deaths so they wouldn't be slaves. So when they were in the boat, a lot of the slaves just jumped off and they drowned themselves,
Yeah.
because they figure it'll be better for me to drown myself than to suffer, all that kind of stuff. So let me hurry up and die and go to heaven and be in peace than to have to, go through all of that stuff. And that was that song that came from, before I become a slave, I'll be buried in my grave.
Mm.
That song became real. I was like, wow. And then they had the stench. They had one exhibit. It was the stench. I didn't go in there. I didn't smell it, but they were saying how bad it was, because you have to understand, Mel, they were people piled up on top of people.
Yeah.
Up, and they were saying how they were landing their feces and stuff, because they didn't go to the back. If you imagine thousands of people of black folk piled, and they were piled up on top of dead people too, because some black people died and they were there, and they were just all, you know,
in the bottom of that ship, right? The bottom of that ship,
and they were chained to corpse, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like so like, oh my god. And when I was reading about the smell, they like the people couldn't bear it, but can you imagine these people locked on the bottom of a ship?
Yeah.
With that smell,
You know,
and it probably was contaminating too, and disease, you know what I mean? So diseases and all that kind of stuff, and they did not care. Like if you survive, you're gonna be a slave.
Yeah.
But they had a way to justify it, because I was reading about how they justified it, because even the Civil War, when they were fighting to keep them enslaved, because that was the way, that was their money, that was the economy with free. We built them. We built America, and that was like, and the lady I read about yesterday and today, she was just walking down the road, and the man goes, "How old are you?" "I'm 6." "Oh, come on in and do my cotton." He said something else. Come on in. So she was able to do so many pounds of cotton. And by the time she was a teenager, she was doing thousands of pounds of cotton a day. And so they come on to, and so she was working at 6 years old. And then when she got to the place where she could register to be
Nice, something wrong for you.
she
like breaking up.
Yeah,
they made her look. She was jeopardizing her life when she tried to register to be a citizen. So she had to like leave the house, and they put her in jail and say, "You're gonna feel like you want to die when we get finished with you." And it was and what
But
we
I want to ask you. I want to ask you something, because I know you went there before, but some of these things you probably have experienced yourself. So when you went there, were you like reminiscing about, you know, how it was, you know,
Well,
during your time or
I'm kind
whatever?
of modern, and I thought about the buses that I did have to sit in the back. And I remember I must have been like 6 or 7 when I had my first ride up to Baltimore from the country. And then they asked my age, and then I sat in the back, and other people sat in the front. And so I went all the way in the back, and I thought it was something normal. And something else, when they weren't serving blacks in the restaurant, my mom was a coffee drinker. And so she would send me inside of the restaurant as a little girl and get her coffee, and I have to take it outside if it's cold or raining or whatever. And she drank the coffee on the sidewalk because she wasn't able to go inside the store and drink it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
it
when you
was.
were thinking about these things, was it bringing back emotions and feelings?
I don't know why I didn't feel. I don't know. I probably have trained myself
To block
not
it
to
out.
be like,
to
yeah.
suppress
And
it.
then something else, do remember walking to school for miles and miles, and I was almost frozen. I got sick after that.
Wow.
And the buses were passing me by full of children going to another school. And we
Yeah,
had
that's
to
just something when people go through things and they just, like Tish said, they just suppress
Yeah.
their emotions and their feelings, you
and
know, because
I
you
had to
want to
walk back
forget
in
them.
the woods. Yeah, for the school.
Yeah, you don't want to, I guess, relate, you know, what you went to, you know, with those same emotions and stuff. So you kind of block them out, but you still remember, you know, you
Yeah,
still remember what you
I
went through.
remember.
So.
I remember.
Now, I also want to say, like, so we saw it in the basement, but then we saw going up higher.
Wait,
And so,
don't
oh,
go up
sorry.
yet.
We'll go up higher.
We still down low real quick.
Okay.
And one thing too, it was gloomy. It was dark
It
down
was
there.
dark down
You
there.
know, it was like, wow, that was another eerie feeling. And something else that was eerie to me was when you actually saw the signs of the men being sold and stuff. It looked like they were like they were on America Most Wanted posters.
Yeah.
You know, it was like so crazy. It was like, you know, like back in the like you look watching a Western picture and you see somebody on the post office or on the police. That's what it looked like.
Most wanted.
Yeah, most wanted. Yeah.
And
But you
those,
see what they were advertising how valuable they were. Like the
and they
men were
were,
more
Melanie,
money.
the men, the boys, the young boys, they cost $300 and some a piece because they could work hard.
Yeah.
You
And the
work
women
along with it.
$1. So from $1
Mhm.
to $300 and some
Yeah.
for
Mm.
the young guys.
And
Because
what
you look at the longevity too. They could
Right.
probably work for 50. They work for like 40 years. And if you old, you get 2 years out of you.
Right. And
You
what
know.
about when they would lift your lips up to see your teeth
Oh
and
yeah,
your
they treat
gums?
it as cattle.
I've seen that on movies.
Just
and
like you
stuff,
do
too.
cattle. Mhm.
Yes. How strong. Turn around.
And then guess what else, Tawanda?
What's
If
that?
if the owner went into debt and you got this family, now you could sell one of them or rent one of them. And then
Wow.
also they would cross breed each other. Like if your husband was strong, they would take you to another lady who was strong to get a strong baby. So you
Oh,
would bred it.
right.
Yeah, and then they would, your muscles, your testicles, and your rear, and just look at you all over, see how valuable you could be.
And then that's embarrassing, it's shameful, just
It
everything.
is very
Like it's
shameful.
degrading.
Yes, it is.
So can we
You
go
ever-
up?
Let's go up. Let's go up.
Can we go up now? So we started going up. We go up these ramps and everything. So everything just went from the basement. You started from the basement, then you start going up. Then you start feeling better. Then you look at, women, Black people being successful. You go up from the slave level, then you went up to like the Black Panthers, and now Black people start to fight back. And it's like now they're reading. So now you have attorneys and you have doctors and lawyers and everything.
Singing
so
and
the
dancing.
feeling came from feeling low and bad, but it's like one of our shows, but we rose. And I was listening to this lady. Oh my goodness, she was a speaker at one of the graduations at the HBCU, and she was like, we always get up. She was like, you make you systematic racism, and she was naming all this kind of stuff, and she said, and we survive it all, and we still survive. She was like, and you try this and this and this and this, and we still get up, and we still survive, and we still rise. So you going up higher and higher, then you start going into the music, and we're a musically inclined family now. So this whole floor was geared towards all kinds of music.
Wow.
Then it's getting brighter and brighter. You're leaving the dark and gloomy. And it's getting brighter and brighter. Every floor is getting,
Then you get to the comedy act. There's a lot of white people. They were laughing at what's the man name now? The junk man with his son.
Red Fox.
Yeah, that was funny. Then the Red Fox said a lot of prejudice stuff too against the white. They were looking at him and laughing.
So it was like you started feeling bad, but then you were like, okay, there was hope.
Yeah.
For us and everything. But we had to fight for it, but we still had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like you can see God was on our side with the
That's
gifts
why
that
we
He
need to
given
vote
us,
and do things.
wealth and everything, and
It's
so the
people
red
that
car you
smile.
saw was James Brown's convertible. You know what I mean? So then you saw all that kind of stuff. Then you saw Diana Ross outfit, and you saw Oprah Winfrey's studio.
Okay.
Come to successful people. And then that's when you saw the Obama exhibit that was on one of those floors and everything. So we're rising, we're going up higher and higher.
That's right. Absolutely.
You
And
know,
the
my
food
last
was
round.
so good. The food was so good.
Oh, was it expensive?
No.
Oh, yes.
But it is
Because
good.
the museum is free.
It
so
is
they
free.
got money from their food.
But you gotta eat though.
You gotta eat. Absolutely. It was good. The food.
So when you guys left,
Mhm.
how did you feel when you left? Did you
Freezing.
feel liberated? Did you feel, or did you still feel like, those feelings before? Did they completely leave, or
I think they, in my opinion, they left because we didn't stay experiencing that bottom floor. We came up.
Yeah, we had to get up. We had to go up.
And then when you come up, you hear the music, you hear the artists, and,
Comedy,
and
you see the inventions, how they invented things
and stuff, and you're rejuvenated now. You see the studios. You know, you see, you know, all of the TV shows, and you know, it's just a lot of
Hope.
fun now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hope and yeah.
Well, Tish, do you remember the year that the music and the light and stuff started coming up on the elevator?
It's like in the 1960s and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
so-
only thing is that we're not on the elevator anymore. Now you're going up ramps.
right, you're going up ramps.
Oh.
You always have the elevator down, but then you walk up ramps.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
So that was just the elevator experience going down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time
Okay.
and you walk up the ramps. I'm so glad we didn't have to go in the elevator to come back up
Okay.
because you know what I'm saying? Feeling
Yeah.
going up, but it was going up ramps and stuff. Yeah. So it
Oh,
was-
Monica's here. She said, "Hey, fam, I'm just joining in. Miss you much."
Hi,
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Monica.
we love you.
Yes. Wow, that sounds exciting.
What are
I'm
we
sorry I
chatting
missed it.
about? Hold up. We're chatting about what we did on our time off, and we went to the National African American Museum. So
Yeah.
we really had a nice time. Monica, I don't know if you probably visited that before, that museum in DC.
I'm pretty
And
sure.
it was so cold. It just took the sorrowful feeling right off of
It
the.
was really cold.
It was the coldest day of the year. It was bitter
Oh.
cold.
Yes.
We went to
We're
the
going.
mon-
Mom didn't even enjoy Martin Luther King Monument that much. because it was
No, but it was beautiful. That water was beautiful.
But it was. Do you have any pictures of that Martin Luther King monument? I think I sent you.
It was at the end of the.
It was phenomenal.
The water was beautiful. Freezing, but beautiful.
It was
Oh,
huge.
wow.
Right on the water.
And
Oh
even
my goodness.
to walk into it, just to walk into it, it was phenomenal. I thought it was
Yeah.
But Mom took a lot of pictures.
Look at that. Look at
Yeah,
that.
there it is. There
How
it is.
huge that is.
I'm gonna cut it off.
Wow.
Can you show the water to Wanda? Tish?
I didn't see the water though.
Oh.
Wow, y'all look like y'all in Alaska or something.
Girl, it's so cold, mommy. She said, Monica said she hasn't been yet. She said, "Can you believe that?" No, I can't believe it.
I absolutely cannot believe that.
Wow.
No,
But isn't that beautiful though? Isn't that monument? Like I actually thought the monument was a part of the museum at first. We had
Okay.
to catch a cab and go to the monument.
we sure did.
Oh,
We sure
wow.
Yeah.
Brenda said, "What a wonderful welcome back show. Hope you all felt blessed how far the Lord has brought us. Miss my girls." Oh,
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so special. Thank you.
That's so
so
good.
yeah. So it was like, look at my mommy got.
That was freezing.
That's what mommy did. We were taking pictures. No, I'm not taking no pictures. I'm not taking any more pictures. And then
I
Mel,
ran and left them. I almost ran.
she went and got the cab. I was like, wow, what the, where you had to find Mark? Mark was still trying to take pictures.
Yes, it was.
And it was freezing. I usually layer. I didn't layer so well that day.
It was
So
cold.
then we did that, and
Well, then, can I talk about my bag?
yes,
So on our break, I actually
nice.
went to a store and I got this bag, and it actually has the quotes from some of the African American icons.
Can you read a couple of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one says, "Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them." And that
Ooh,
was
I
from CJ Walker.
Very good.
Oh.
Let me do one more. It says, what is it? "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars." And that was Harriet Tubman.
All
So,
right.
different, So that's what I got on my little break.
Nice.
So we thought we would share this because we miss Black History, which is in February, and so
Yeah.
very, very important to us and it's dear to us. So we
Yeah.
were like, when we come back, we want to go and visit this museum, and then we're going to come back and tell our listeners about it. And you need to go,
That's
Monica. You need to go. Go when it's warm,
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
but you need to go. It wasn't a lot of people there,
So-
Mel.
I got one question for all of y'all.
Okay.
So name one thing one takeaway from the
One
museum.
takeaway.
One takeaway. So whoever is ready, they can say it, and then to give the other person time to.
I want to take away the opportunity we have for education. So it's no excuse not to be educated. Because when I look back in those days, And I was so excited to see the relic. My old desk was a relic up there, and how we all sat together. And I can't describe it, but I can draw it. And we had but anyway, my desk that I sit in the back was the other person's desk, and it went like that. And even and the stuff that the books and the machines and everything they passed down to us were already torn, ragged, and broken down. And we had one book for
Wow.
3 4 classes taught.
That's your takeaway from the African American Museum.
Yeah, but we have come a long way. We have come a long way.
Yeah.
We're taking her away from that desk.
I took a picture of my old desk. Yeah.
Boy.
Well, I'm glad Mommy spoke first, because I think the show would have been over, because I know she got a lot of takeaways.
Be nice to mother phone.
I am, Mom. You know I love you, boo boo. You know I do.
Oh man.
That's why I told you to stay home, because you weren't feeling too well.
One takeaway, Tish. One takeaway.
My takeaway from it was I could not believe the abuse that we suffered, that our ancestors suffered from that. That was my takeaway. And the fact we got up from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and can
good.
I add a little bit to it?
Yes.
Just a little bit. I just want to say that when you look at what's going on in the streets, the murders, the drugs, and all that kind of stuff. When I was at the museum, I was saying, why can't we as a people come together and realize how special we are and how anointed and how gifted we are, and use that for good and not evil and not bad. So that was one of my takeaways. Like, do they know who we are? Do they know who they are? Yeah.
That's good.
That was
good.
my takeaway.
All right, Tawanda.
That's good. I don't know if I have a takeaway, but one thing I can say was extraordinary was like how far we've come. You know, all of the music and stuff. That was just extraordinary to see. And then the fashion, oh man, to see where the fashion has come from back in the 40s all the way up to, in the 1800s, all the way up to where we are now. So they showed a lot of fashion, a lot of instruments, a lot of artists. Oh, that was fun. All different artists. So that was pretty much my takeaway, the art part of it. That was my takeaway.
Can I say something? How about the inventions? How about those phenomenal inventions that they couldn't even take credit for? I mean, they was smart.
Mel said what?
Because we couldn't get patents.
I can't with Mel. And how about can I have a 1.5? No.
Can I have a +1?
Lord, jeez. Thank you, Lord, for obedience.
But and so I wanted to go into another place I've been to, in another segment. I went to, oh my goodness, it's just phenomenal. I'm going to put it up here. And
this was during our break, right?
This was during our break. This is what we did. So I was fortunate. It's another powerful pause. Oh my goodness, y'all. I went to this conference called the Bow Collective. Oh, now when you you're coming from the African American.
What is that? What does that mean?
Bow Collective. It means, let me bring Yolanda on. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need some help.
Okay.
Yolanda, are you there? Hello? Yolanda?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So
Hey,
what
you
is
look great.
Thank you. Yolanda, what is the Bow Collective?
Hey, so I just recently got inducted to the Bow Collectives, and Tish accompanied me in South Carolina, Charleston, where I was inducted. And Bow it stands for Black Owners Women's Collective, also known as the Bow Collective. Yeah. And what it is an organization and sisterhood of the nation's top 1% of Black women entrepreneurs. So as business philanthropists, we work together to bring awareness, business opportunities, and capital resources to Black women enterprises. And I am so honored to be a member of the Bow Collective.
It's like when I went there, it just, you know, after coming from the African American Museum and going to this, and I went to she invited me to go, and I was at the gala, but it was just breathtaking to see all the Black-owned women there. I saw Tina, because she has shout out to Tina. She has the Smoothie King.
Tina who? Tina. I got to fit her name.
What is her last name? I can't remember her last name.
Ooh,
Is it Garrett?
That's a shame.
Is it Garrett? Tina?
Garrett, I think it is Garrett. But anyway, yeah, she was there, and it was so many. I mean, if you saw the lawyers, the attorneys, the CEOs, Mel, it's like it gives you hope. Like, man, I could start my business and be successful.
And it's all women.
All women, all Black women, all Black women. And guess what? The gala, they had on emerald. See the color, the emerald? So they all had on emerald gowns and outfits.
Oh,
It was, oh my goodness. I have some of the pictures here.
That's
Ew, that's me. Ew.
And this the lady right here in the to the, I think it's to my right. I think it's y'all right too. With the sash, that's the owner. She's the president. Her name is Nick.
Yeah, Nick
And
Kober.
she's phenomenal. The other lady was one of the speakers, and they brought speakers in. So they didn't only have female speakers; they had male speakers as well. And they were empowering the women. Like, it was just amazing. Like, and guess what else, guys? It's like they Christians. Like, they prayed before they did everything, and the people where one lady prayed over the food, and she was blessing the people, the businesses in the room and stuff. It was like,
that sounds tremendous.
and I'm like, I need to join this organization.
How about our neighbor? Well, a girl was.
Oh yes, and so
way back in the day.
From George Street. I moved from George Street when I was 8 years old, and it was like a divine appointment for me to be there. Because remember, Yolanda, when we got out of the plane, we caught the lift, and this other girl came with us, and she was like, "Where are you from?" And so I said, "Oh," Yolanda was like, "Oh, she's from Baltimore." Yolanda always speak for me. That's okay though. "Oh, she's from Baltimore," and she was like, and right away she said, "Do you know Teresa?" And I was like, "No, I don't know Teresa." And she said, she grew up on George. And what are the chances? She grew up on George Street. I said, "I grew up on George Street." So she said, she said, "I think you probably know her." And so I didn't go to any of the seminars or anything, because you had to be a part of BOW, and then you had to register for it. So be a member and stuff. And so I finally met Teresa, and she knew us.
Wow.
And she knew my family. She knew my mom. She knew Renee, and Tawanda sung at somebody's either funeral or wedding. Yeah. So I was like, I can tell Renee, but I know Renee didn't sing. But it was so amazing. And look, on George Street, her company is George Street Services, right? Okay. And so she's giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. And so I got my nails done there, and it was on George Street.
Oh, wow.
I know.
What's the chances? When Tish told me that, I was like, no way.
Ma, did you know I got my nails done on George Street?
Yeah, I was like, no way.
I feel like crying. It was a divine appointment.
Renee called me. Melanie called, Letitia called and asked me about it. And I say, I know the Will family that has a big family, and they lived all the way on the other end from us. They were close to Franklin Street, and they're from down south.
Right.
And come to find out that's the same family, the Williams family.
And that's something.
So how long has BOW been established?
So they just celebrated the 1 year. So it's been only 1 year. So this is going on the second year now.
Wow.
Okay. So how can Black business owners be a part, come on board with them? Are you guys accepting more Black owners?
Oh, absolutely. From what I'm reading, it's going to be a new membership intake in the spring.
Okay.
So as I hear anything or as anything go out, I'll be sure to make sure I let Tish know, because Tish can let the world know. So yeah, I will let you guys know for sure. Anything I hear, you'll hear.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And y'all have grown from what? In 1 year, you've grown to be like 100 members?
Yeah, the initial group was 50. If I'm pretty sure it was 50, and now we're up to 100. So yeah,
a year.
Pretty sure we're gonna be growing a lot. But it's awesome. I'm telling you, the camaraderie. I mean, it's just been great, and I've only been in since. Just what I just got inducted in last month, so only been in for a month or so, and I'm already loving it.
Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah, tell them about your podcast, Yolanda. And
okay. So then, for some reason, how did I get this? So one of the members at Bo had told me about M&T Bank, and I joined M&T Bank, and I got an email and said, "Hey, we see that you joined M&T Bank, and we were for the Black History Month. We're looking at women business owners, and we would like to have you on the show." And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure, but I prayed on it. Like Miss Mary would tell me to do. I prayed on it, and I sent it to Tish and Mel into one of my prayer warriors. And lo and behold, I swallowed my pride, and I had the interview. And I still, to this minute, won't listen to it. Tish keep telling me to listen to it. I won't listen to it because it's hard for me to listen to myself or see myself.
It's so difficult to do that, though.
Yeah. So I'm trying to work up the nerve. Everybody's been telling me, "Oh, it's great, it's great." So I'm getting there. I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. Okay. But you listen to yourself to critique yourself.
Yeah.
You know, the do's and, you know, what you should do, what you don't like, you know, things like that. So it's good to do that. It's a good practice to, you know, evaluate
yourself and listen to yourself.
Evaluate, you know, when you do speeches or, you know, presentations, whatever.
That's true. Because I was there in the same boat, and I wouldn't listen to myself. But now I'm starting.
Me too. I don't like my voice. I have a nasal type voice. I don't like.
Yeah. and you have to listen to yourself, not to hear what your sound, but you listen to yourself to see your posture.
Yeah.
You know, how you're presenting yourself, things that you need to, you know, work on, you know, how you deliver, you know, things like that. So kind of, you know, when you listen to yourself, kind of block out your tone, you know, and look for those things that, you know, that needs improvement, or those things that you can keep. Say, okay, I need to add some more of this. You know, wow.
So yeah, as soon as I finished, I sent it to Tish. I was like, I want to listen. I was like, Tish, listen to it. She was like, oh my God, this was great. This was great. She's like, girl, you did great. So I'm getting there.
That's good. Okay.
So thank you so much. Go ahead, Tawanda. You had one more question.
Tina's name is Tina Burnett. I'm sorry, it's Burnett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We apologize, Tina. But Tina, she's the owner of what, 3
Smoothie King.
Smoothie King.
Yes, you know.
Yes. And she's been doing really well.
Yes, she has.
You know, y'all need to, you know, go out there and support your own.
That's right. Smoothie King.
What is it, in Ellicott City?
Sykesville. Straight down Liberty Road, all the way down. Sykesville. I thought, okay.
Aldersburg,
Sykesville.
Sykesville.
That's the one I went to. Yeah, I was so very proud of her. That's the girl. That was my big sister.
That's the girl from the same church.
So thank you, Yolanda.
You guys.
Okay, love you. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I told y'all, man, we weren't just on our break, not doing anything at all. We were working it, you know. Yeah. And so we know Valentine's. Also, February was a month for lovers. And Melanie and Kurt, what did y'all do, Mel?
Oh Lord, Ma, you gotta close your ears.
I'm not closing my ears.
You went to Vegas.
Because I had Valentine's with Daddy too.
They went to Vegas.
No,
what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
Oh, that's so precious. No, so where is this?
I don't know where this is. I'm telling you because let me tell y'all why.
Oh Lord.
We were on the Strip. Now on the Strip, you have all of the, you know, big hotels, whatever. And all of the hotels have casinos in them. And all of them have malls in them.
Wow.
So everywhere you went, it was decorations everywhere or whatever. And the malls are huge.
Wow.
I mean, the malls are inside of the hotels.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to tell y'all.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
so I'm not sure where this picture is taken because there were so many, different decorations all over. It was just really beautiful.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Wow.
We saw it was a water show in one of the hotels.
Oh, wow.
On the outside where the water was actually dancing to music.
Wow.
It was really cool. It was really cool.
Wow.
And it was really cold too. It was
I
cold.
love this. It was cold in Vegas?
It was freezing.
Really?
It was
And
cold.
this was in a hotel too? I'm looking at the.
That's in the hotel.
Wow.
Yes,
That's huge.
I
in
have
the hotel.
So if the
Yeah.
mall is huge, you know how huge can you imagine how huge the hotel is?
Yeah. Yes.
Look at there.
Yeah, I look like I was asleep, just woke up.
That's cute though.
Yes, very cute.
I don't know what you're
Yes.
standing in front of, but Lord Jesus.
Me either. But it was just colorful. It was just bright and colorful and all of that. So that's why.
But I love that. That's so
What's
cute.
inside of the O.
Yes.
The
Oh.
O
And
of
people just
love.
came by and took your picture.
Huh?
People just came by and asked you if they could take your picture.
If you know my husband, Kirk.
Okay. What did you about ask everybody to say?
He thinks everybody is a photographer. And it doesn't matter who you are.
Wow.
What color you are. Old, he doesn't discriminate. Old, young, handicapped, it don't matter.
Physically challenged.
He wants a
Yeah, no, you
picture
want to say physical challenge.
taken. He's gonna I'm serious. So
I believe you.
anybody, even the workers, the security guard. No, I'm not lying. He'll just come up to you and say, "Can you take our picture?" But here's the thing about him. One picture isn't enough. He'll say, "Okay, take a picture. All right, now turn it the long way. Okay, now get the lighting. Make sure, let me see the background."
the people that?
Yes.
No way that you don't even know.
We don't even know.
And they have his camera, and they're not gonna run away with his camera.
Like it was Valentine's Day. Did you have any special days? Like you went to a restaurant or what did you do special?
Yes, we went to this. It was a show.
Okay.
And it was like, I'm trying to think. It was like Chinese people doing like acrobats or something.
Oh, I think I saw a preview of that
They
somewhere.
were swinging from the ceiling.
You got a picture of that?
I don't know. I probably do, but I don't think I shared it. I might share it in another show or whatever.
Okay.
But they were swinging from the ceiling and the stage was revolving.
Oh wow.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Wow.
And through the whole thing, they told a story.
Okay.
It was a story about somebody trying to take over the kingdom or whatever. And then they had darts flying through the audience and stuff. It was so nice. It was so nice.
They were telling the story while they were swinging.
Yes.
And throwing darts.
Were y'all ducking from the darts?
I was. I don't know if but I know they practiced, for years.
I hope
whatever,
they did.
but you can make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? One slip up or something, and then there goes my eye. So, that's right.
Were you underneath the table?
No, it was like a stadium.
Oh,
Like a theater. Yes,
Okay,
it was
okay.
a theater.
That's
Yes, and it was called the Ka Theater, the KA Theater.
okay. That's
And so they had like different shows and things there, and it was real nice. They had the different lighting and stuff going on. They were doing fire tricks and juggling the fire torches. And stuff. It was so nice. And then they had like one part they were like on the stage, and then they would throw people off, because they were trying to take over the kingdom, and they would go off the stage, and I was like, oh geez, I hope they okay. that reaction. So I was like, oh my God.
They taught him how to fall, Mel.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you this, and I don't know if this was a part of the act or not, but at the beginning, we were not allowed to have our phones out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
They said no pictures, no videos or anything. You can't have hold up your cameras because of the lighting, because sometimes some scenes will be all dark or whatever, and then you have to see their fiery darts flying through the ceiling and stuff over top of your head. So one guy had his phone in the beginning of the program. And so one of the actors, that's why I'm like, I don't know if it was a part of it or not. It seemed like it wasn't.
Okay.
So they came over and they was like, looked at his phone. No one was talking. They was talking in Chinese or, something like that. So I don't know what they were saying. Picked up the phone, looked at his phone, whatever. And the guy was like, put his head down. And he's like, this your phone? So he took the phone, and then they put up the sign that said, no phones, no phones. Right? And so he put his head down. So the guy took his phone and threw it behind the stage.
Was he Asian too?
No.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't Asian. And so the guy was like looking at, so he just put his head down and shook his head. And so what the actor came up, pulled the guy up and pointed to him. And he was like, see that? This is what would happen if you have your phone. So they took it. And then they took the guy and put him on the stage or whatever. But they threw him over too.
Oh, he was probably a part of it. No way in the world.
I think it was a trampoline.
Over there. Okay.
I think it was a trampoline over there.
Okay.
They took him, they beat him up, whatever, and then
they knew him.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I don't know. But people put their phones where after they
fight. It's been a real fight.
They put their phones away, girl.
I know they did.
But that show was really good. It was really good.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun. And I got in 30,000 steps in one day.
In one day.
Was that for 15 miles, huh?
I don't know, but
1,000 steps.
I was tired, and Kirk was like, come on, you want to keep going? I was like, hey, let's just go back. First of all, it's cold. It's freezing cold.
It's cold in Vegas. Like, what happened?
It was cold. So we start walking back, and I said, I think I need something from Walgreens. And he was like, what do you need? I was like, I don't know. So I went in there. It was heat. I was staying there for a little while. He said, you don't want nothing. You just come in and get some heat. I said, you said, all right. I ain't need nothing for Walgreens.
I need nothing for Walgreens.
Nope. I just walked around the aisles for a minute. He was like, oh, let's go, Queen. I was like, wait a minute. Let's go down this aisle. They got down here.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, that is hilarious.
Girl.
But I'm so glad I miss our audience though. I really did. Didn't y'all miss the audience?
Absolutely.
We miss you guys. We want y'all to like Tori said, hit the notification button. Bell. Notification bell. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate your support. And everything, and Yolanda be trying to throw us out there. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna send a link to all my sorority sisters. I'm gonna send a link to this whole organization. I'm gonna send a link to." I was like, "Yes,
Oh, great!
Yeah, so we have some really great shows coming up.
Yes, very nice guests.
So you don't want to miss it. We're back. This is season 3. Wow, y'all!
Right,
season 3.
And we're going strong. We're looking for a studio and everything, y'all. So we're gonna do this thing right. You know what I'm saying?
We've been looking at studios too, though, Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah, people they rent their home. Like you used to live in a studio for $100 an hour. I'm like, what?
We can't go in anybody's home.
That's right. Absolutely not.
Canton and
Well,
stuff.
Mel, we want to go in your home, Mel, but you were too exorbitant too, so we can use your home.
Yeah, y'all gonna pay me too.
Mel say y'all gonna pay me too.
Right.
We're not gonna pay you now. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see y'all next week with another episode of Chillin with the Girls. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye. Welcome back. Thank you.
Share, like.
Yes. All
right.
of that.